Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here and it's time for my May TBR. So this month in May I am reading slightly less buddy reads but slightly bigger buddy reads, so it's all going to even out somehow. So I'm going to tell you the buddy reads that I'm reading. I'm not going to tell you the books that I'm reading for the Book Buddy-a-thon because I will do a separate TBR video for that. And that's taking place between the 7th and the 13th of May. If you haven't checked out my announcement video for that, go check it out, or check it out on Sam from Cold Tea and Crumbs channel. We're running our Book Buddy-a-thon again, which we ran last year, and it's so much fun, so I hope that you decide to join in if you can. And I will be pulling my book from my BookTuber Recommends TBR jar as well. So let's get into the books that I'm reading this month. The first book I'm reading this month, which I'll be reading over a number of weeks with the lovely Kizzy from Kizzy Reads, is Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. I've wanted to read this forever, and this is probably the worst copy to read it in. It has teeny tiny print, but it's the only copy I could find secondhand, and so I'm going to be reading this with the lovely Kizzy Reads. Check out her channel if you haven't already, and we shall be reading this together, a couple of hundred or 70 odd pages a day, I think, so I'm really excited to finally get to this because I've heard really good things recently. Also with the lovely Janet from Swirly Girly Reads, who I'm loving buddy reading with. I've just buddy read Caris Bray's book A Song for Issy Bradley with her, which was great. It was so lovely to chat about it. We have decided we're going to be reading Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I love this edition, so spoiler for a future haul, I'm absolutely in love with these Knickerbocker classics. And then after we've read Jane Eyre, we're going to be reading Jane Still by Lindsay Fay, which is a kind of retelling, I believe, but as if Jane was a serial killer. So that sounds really fun. So I'm looking forward to reading those two books with her. I'm going to be reading Smiler's Fair by Rebecca Levine with the lovely Jackie Kate, who is one of my favourite book buddy readers. And we're going to be reading this together. It was recommended to both of us, I believe, by Caitlin from Kitty G, or certainly it was the reason I picked it up. I think it's about sort of a moving carnival, which sounds really interesting, and obviously it's going to have fantasy elements. Caitlin loves this book, so I can't wait to get started, and it's the first book in the Hollow Gods series, so there'll be more to come if I enjoy this. I'm not quite sure if this next buddy read is happening yet because the lovely lady I'm reading it with from Sparkles Books has had pneumonia, and she's not been very well, so I don't know if we're reading it, but I'm going to read it anyway. So hopefully she will be joining me, but obviously when you're not well sometimes you just want to read comfort books, so we shall see. But it is The Collector by John Fowles, and so I can't wait to try this one out. I've heard interesting things, so it's a beautiful edition. I really love this edition and I can't wait to get stuck in and see if it's for me. It's about a young man who collects butterflies and abducts a woman, so yeah, we shall see. It sounds interesting and very different for me, so it should be a fun one to read. This isn't a buddy read, but I want to continue reading one Jane Austen every month, so this month I'm going to be reading Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I've picked this one over the others that I have left because it's slightly shorter. I don't know anything about this, so I'm looking forward to going in a bit blind and seeing what I think. And so the final thing to do is to pick my BookTuber Recommends book for this month, and let's see what it is. So the book that I have picked out for this month is The Signature of All Things by Elizabeth Gilbert, and this was picked for me by the lovely Patty at I Smell Books. Elizabeth Gilbert is the author of Eat, Pray, Love, which I haven't read the book, but I enjoyed the film. I've heard brilliant things about this. The back says, from the moment Alma Whittaker steps into the world, everything about life intrigues her. Instilled with an unquenchable sense of wonder by her father, a botanical explorer and the richest man in the New World, Alma is raised in a house of luxury and curiosity. It's not long before she becomes a gifted botanist in her own right, but as she flourishes and her research takes her deeper into the mysteries of evolution, the man she comes to love draws her in the opposite direction, into the realm of the spiritual, the divine and the magical. The Signature of All Things soars across the globe of the 19th century, from London to Peru to Philadelphia, Tahiti and beyond, peopled with extraordinary characters. Most of all, it has an unforgettable heroine in Alma Whittaker. So this sounds brilliant. So I'm really excited to give this a go. So that's all the books that are on my TBR for May. I'm looking forward to these buddy reads and these books, and I look forward to discussing with you in my Friday reads every week the books that I've read and what I've enjoyed. So what are you reading this month? What's on your TBR? Keep an eye out for my book Buddyathon TBR coming up soon, and I look forward to seeing yours if you're taking part. That's it for me. Bye for now, BookTube.